Hey guys, it is Scott the Steamroller Steen with winnersandwhiners.com. It's Saturday, man. It's the weekend, the 24th of August. You know it starts today. It's college football. So let's talk baseball. I'm kidding. We got college football, guys. You know I wouldn't have it any other way. Hey, before we do it, if you guys take a minute, smash that like button, thumbs up. Appreciate it. All right. Check out winnersandwhiners.com. Free previews, predictions, and picks every single game, every single day. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, ring the bell, get notified every time for content. You guys know the drill. And one final admonition, if you guys haven't seen the college show with Scott and I yet, we shot it live yesterday afternoon, and it is on the YouTube channel. So make sure you take a look at that as we break down the 4 games today and the 4 top 25 games next Thursday. So, and for those of you that stopped by, dropped us a comment, appreciate it. It was going to be a lot of fun. We interact with people in real time. So, sorry we didn't answer more comments. We were kind of trying to grip it and rip it through those conference previews and bring it home, but we'll have a little more time in the future. So, with that being said, we'll take a look at yesterday's play. We did have the Jacksonville Jaguars minus the 7, and as we record this, it is late in the third quarter. It is 31-zippy in favor of the Jaguars. Man, I hope I am that smart when the real season starts. So, yeah, we'll call that a victory. If we lose that one, it'll be an all-timer bad beat. But we're going to take a look in the college ranks. Scott and I did a bet the farm pick on probably the best game of the day. So we're going to take a look at a game that I think is going to be entertaining, but for all the wrong reasons. It's going to be Montana State minus 13.5 against New Mexico. This game is being played in Albuquerque. So first of all, as you might have noticed, Montana State, not an FBS team. They are an FCS squad. And this is the largest FCS favorite against an FBS team since 2013, and that was Old Dominion minus 14 against Idaho. Of course, in the ensuing years, those teams have switched. Idaho has dropped down to FCS, and of course, ODU is a FBS member. And Scott and I couldn't remember any time we'd seen this, so ESPN was nice enough to write that down so we would have that information. I read it, of course, after the video. The Grizzlies, as we talked about on the video, they like to run the football. They ran the ball 462 times last year and passed it just 141. Now, they do have 180 yards passing per game. They run the ball 294 yards rushing per game. Now, like a lot of run-heavy teams, we've talked about this in the past with Air Force, with Army, they have a very good yards per attempt when they do decide to throw the ball. Because why? Well, they're usually catching the opposition by surprise. They average 9.03 yards per attempt, which would have ranked 12th in FBS. And rushing is just extraordinary. Bring back 4 of their 5 linemen. They averaged 7.68 yards per carry last season. That was second in FCS. And it would have been first in FBS by 1.5 yards. So this team can run the football. Bobcats bring back their starting quarterback, entire offensive line. I lied to you. Top 4 running backs and their top pass catcher from a unit that was a second in scoring and rushing, like I mentioned it the year before. Meanwhile, the Lobos bring back just 41% of their returning production from a year ago, and they have a new coach. Somebody you may be familiar with in Bronco Mendenhall, lately of Virginia, before that of BYU. Lobos just have 3 starters returning on offense and 6 returning on defense. This is a team that finished 4-8 last season, which is kind of a step up for them, actually. They ranked in the bottom 10 of FBS in scoring defense, averaged about 24 points per game, so offense not terrible. However, they're all gone. The entire offensive line is coming in via the transfer portal. Their leading rusher, Krosky Merritt, is gone. And their quarterback, Dylan Tompkins, is gone as well. He's been replaced by Devin Dampler, a guy from the system. He's a sophomore. Decent dual threat guy. He's small. He's 5'10". But he had a few good games at the end of last season when he was playing for Tompkins. So we'll see how that goes. Defense is just dreadful, as we talked about. Bottom 10 unit, and they're going to be there again this year. No pass rush, and the run defense is a problem. And of course, in this game, that's going to be a big problem. They don't have any turnovers. They had just 8 takeaways last season and 15 sacks. So if you guys keep on some of the more advanced analytics and stats, They have a very low havoc rate. Okay. Um, Defensive front, they're gone again, almost all transfers. And finally, they play a 3-3-5 scheme, and they're still going to play it again this year. You know anything about football, how defenses match up? If you play some Madden, you'll know 3-3-5 is a terrible defense to run against an inside running game, which is what Montana State's bread and butter is. And of course, it makes sense with 3 linemen, 3 linebackers, 5 defensive backs. You're going to get a lot of 3 and 4 yard gains before first contact, a lot of runners into the second level before they even feel a defender on them. I think this is a game where Montana State dominates the line of scrimmage. I think they take care of business. They may give up some points, but you know what? They're going to get way more stops than New Mexico is. I think if I was going to take an over/under on punt, I doubt Montana State punts 3 times. All right, 2.5 is my number. I'm going under, but I'm also taking Montana State minus 13.5 against New Mexico. And at the end of that one, you guys can join me as we pick up our winning tickets and head back to the window. All right, you guys have a tremendous Saturday. Man, it is college football. I am here for it. This will be the second to the last Sunday that we don't have NFL, so I'm here for that as well. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to the upcoming season, and looking forward to seeing you guys next time on one of these videos. All right, take care. We'll see you then.